What if I told you that your perception of reality isn't really reality? What if I told you that what you think is reality is actually shaped by your knowledge and vocabulary? What if I told you the Matrix has you? Hello everyone, my name is Akashic and welcome to Question Everything TV, where you come from the truth and stay for the dose of reality. Today's topic is an explanation of reality that makes sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I know most of you think that what you perceive as reality is really reality, but hopefully after this video you will have a new perspective of what real reality is. Firstly, let me tell you a secret. Your reality is based mostly on the range of your vocabulary. What you can describe with vocabulary, you have awareness. What you can't, you don't. Think about this. The greatest invention to mankind is also its biggest hindrance. That invention is language. Now, language is needed. Language is essential. It has allowed us to pass knowledge and information to each other in the present and throughout generations. It has allowed mankind to grow and evolve. However, it has also compartmentalized real existence and trapped nature into categories. This is what you must understand. In nature, there are no two things that are exactly alike. Nature does not duplicate itself. There are no two things in the universe that are exactly alike. The universe and all that is one. To experience a single rose's beauty and fragrance is to experience the unique design and fragrance that no other rose has ever had and ever will have. There will never be another exactly like it, ever. You cannot count the number of blades of grass that have been in existence, and at no time and at no place has any two blades of grass ever been identical. Every snowflake that falls to the ground in winter has its own unique crystal formation. No two snowflakes are ever the same. When you see a bird, we have classified it as a bird, but in all actuality, you are seeing a unique creature who will never have a duplicate of itself. Now, this is why I personally do not give or receive blood or organs. Not because of some obscure Bible verse or some religious dogma. It's because I realize that my DNA is unique to me and only me. I am one of a kind. I am a unique flower in the universe that has never been before and will never be again. Why do you think they use DNA to solve murder mysteries that once was unsolvable? Why do you think they use DNA to identify corpses of mummies and unknown bodies? It is because no one will ever have your unique signature but you. When someone takes organs, what must they do? They must take organ rejection medicine because the body recognizes a foreign DNA and tries to get rid of it. Because what does the foreign DNA do when it enters another person's body? It begins to rewrite the new host DNA. Why do you think a person who never smoked in their life, upon receiving a smoker's organs, begins to crave cigarettes? It's because the DNA is being overwritten by the foreign DNA. This is also why women have so much trouble in their first trimester. Even though the fetus is hers, the body still treats it as a foreign DNA. This is why so many women miscarriage in their first 3 months of pregnancy, and the reason why some women can't carry a baby at all. Facing all these adversities, it is a blessing's blessing you are even here at all. And that's just some food for thought. So, we are doing nature a disservice when we classify it in a group. Doing this strips away the uniqueness of consciousness in nature. Humans are the only creatures on the planet that have been classified but also have been given individual identities with the inventions of names. Other than humans, we have grouped everything with labels. However, if we could see the world in its supreme uniqueness, our experiences would take on a whole new meaning. Understand this. Using language for classification is indispensable for understanding, but if left unchecked, it becomes misleading. What we gain in understanding the parts, we lose in understanding the whole. So, how does this tie into vocabulary? What's the connection? This is the connection. Based on your knowledge, reality presents itself to you by what you know. If you don't have a word for something, you overlook it. You only see and recognize according to your vocabulary. The more words you know, the better equipped you are to handle reality. Perception is based on your knowledge. Let me explain. Imagine that you are having a house built and all that is standing is the base and the frame. When you stood in that house, all you would see is a cement floor and a wood frame. That is the extent of your knowledge. Now, an electrician walks in and he says, this house needs cable ran here and there. It needs a junction box and a fuse box and some GFI outlets, etc., etc. Then a plumber walks in. He says, this house needs pipes ran out to the street. You need L plumbing and outlets for the toilets, etc., etc. Then a wall contractor comes in. He says, we need insulation and 3-inch thick walling and 4x4 wood for the ceilings and hardwood floor for the flooring, etc., etc. 4 people with 4 different views, with 4 different levels of vocabulary and 4 forms of knowledge. They all walked in the same area and they all saw the house from a different perspective. So now, in this understanding, it is clear to see that perception and reality is subjected to vocabulary and knowledge. So then we must ask, what are the limits of knowledge? What can we know and why is it important? First, let me explain what the 3 unknowables are. The first unknowable is God. The second unknowable is the Spirit. The third unknowable is the world or real reality. God is unknowable because it's beyond our third dimension minds. The soul is unknowable because we know we are more than the physical, but we have no way to see our own souls. And finally, the world or real reality is unknowable because your perspective of the world is not the same as a child in Africa that has not ate food in 3 days. You can't understand what others see and feel, so real reality in its totality is unknowable. Kant once said, all knowledge begins with experience. This is an important statement. Why is this so important? When you talk about things outside your vocabulary and experience, you are engaging in perception. You are not engaging in knowledge. You are engaging in thought. There's a clear distinction between thinking about something and knowing or having knowledge of it. For example, pastors and churches talk about life after death, that you will go to heaven or hell. But without experiencing it, you do not have knowledge of it. You can't know it. You can't prove it. Whatever is said about life after death is a product of thought, not knowledge. Reason cannot bypass experience when reaching for truth. Hume said, "Thought not grounded in experience, but in perception, is only speculation." So then you have to ask yourself, is what I perceive reality or reality to me? So with this newfound knowledge, how do we navigate this perception of reality? Firstly, when telling or receiving information, you must consider three factors. One, is the information true? Two, is it good? And three, is it necessary? If the information passes those tests, then it's valid. Secondly, understand that it is human nature to perceive reality from a negative point of view, which makes us fear things and avoid obstacles. This comes because of our skewed perspective. The answer is to explain the fear away, break it down so it no longer has power over you. No one can have power over or change obstacles. That equation is set. However, it is our power to choose how we perceive the equation, which in turn gives us the ability to approach and solve the equation from any given angle. Perception is everything. Learn to break things down to its core and it loses power over you. Expand your vocabulary and knowledge and learn the ability to look at things from all angles. In closing, always remember that it is you and only you who is the cause of the experience of your own reality. And once you take full accountability of your reality, you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" And you start asking, "Why did I choose it?" The world we live in is not reality. It is a world of projections. It is all perceptions. Take away projections and perceptions, and all that's left is presence, the eternal now. Rumi said, "If you could get rid of yourself just once, the secrets would open up to you. The face of the unknown, hidden beyond the universe, would appear on the mirror of your perception." That's good stuff. All right, well, let's end the teaching there. I would like to thank you all for watching, and hopefully you found value in this message. If so, it would be my honor if you liked and subscribed so we can get this message out to as many people as possible. I drop videos every Sunday. I am grateful to you all, and until we meet again, namaste.